stream podcast. I don't know how you're consuming this. I dare say it's literally just me, Bass, and Will like watching us at the moment. So yeah, that thing is that's also being recorded as well. So that's good. We are going to be covering the remaining games, as in the non-Thursday, Friday night games of the NFL Week 12. 12? 12. And we'll probably talk about the Chicago Bears game that just happened. And we're going to be talking as we're recording, that's why we're doing it live, about the thrilling New York Giants Dallas Cowboys game that is happening right now. To do this, we have, as you can probably see, not Daniel McLaughlin, it's Will.
Hi Dan, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks. I'm great. I'm feeling better now. I had some moments. I ordered a pizza and now I feel better. So yeah, not not ideal to start. Not an ideal game, I'll be honest. But we'll get into that in a second, I'm sure. Bass, how's it going?
Pretty well. Wish I had a pizza today.
I know, right? That
Yeah,
actually made everything better.
pizza makes everything better. So.
It really does. It really does. So, you know, I kind of wish we were sponsored by
Yeah, but
pizza.
most
But,
likely I'll need a pizza on Sunday. So
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the remaining games. How do we want to do this then? Because we haven't actually thought of a structure here. We've literally just decided to go live because we've got a game happening right now, and what is happening in that game right now? It's an ad break.
Adverts.
Brilliant.
Adverts
Adverts.
happening right now.
I'll keep
I
that
can
in the
live react to
corner.
these adverts.
Yeah, what adverts though? What great adverts. Yeah, I'm gonna pop this up on Twitter, on X, sorry, and probably on Blue Sky while we're doing this as well, so people can come join us. It's very kind of like, I don't want to say loosey goosey, um, but
Why
because I haven't
not?
said that in a while. Well, I haven't said it in a while. Haven't said it in a while, so maybe I will. Absolutely, loosey goosey affair. To get through the remaining games. We've already covered the Friday night game that's on the previous pod, which you can listen to, which is great fun. Was great fun, as always. And I am just trying to copy the link in. Hang on, sorry. I'm being very like, when this podcast comes out, they're going to be like, Dan, you're talking a lot of shit. So yeah,
love it, admin.
a lot of admin. Yeah. Okay, I've just put that up on Twitter, so maybe people will come join us, and maybe they'll watch us. Who knows? Maybe I will be one of those people. Um, do we want to talk about the Bears game?
Do you want to talk about the Bears game?
I feel like I've got to. Right. I mean,
Is it going to be cathartic to get it off your chest?
I think so. I think so far everything we've talked about so far has been. And Will, you when you told me to, you literally said calm down earlier, and I was like, I needed that. Thank you so much. I was taking it out on
Lost it a
Shabuzi.
bit.
Taking it out on Shabuzi. He's not done anything wrong. So it was that was when the game was out of hand as well, and then we kind of started coming back. Um, I think the way I feel about the Chicago Bears, if I didn't want the head coach fired, which I still feel bad about. I feel worse than ever because all of a sudden everyone's watched him on like a national stage and gone, "Holy shit, he's bad. You should fire him." And now I'm like, yeah, still don't want to see anyone get fired, but also I want to see him get fired. So if I didn't feel that way, I would feel that the way the Bears are put together per game is the way the Bengals are put together throughout an entire season. Like in the sense that the first quarter, first half, they don't really turn up, and then all of a sudden they decide they're going to try and win the game, and then it's heartbreaking at the end when they don't win the game. Now the difference is this is through bad coaching at the end of it as well as at the beginning of it. Whereas with the Bengals, they finally figure out what they're supposed to be doing and then work it out and win games.
I think it's also partly best coaching that your team isn't ready in the first few weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But they
Yeah.
get ready and they're better by the end of it. So that's something at least. But what the Chicago Bears are is, I mean, I'm seeing the words coaching malpractice a lot at the moment in terms of Matt Eberflus. And that's not something I think any of us were really surprised by. I think that maybe Caleb's not blameless. Let's say that as well. But at the same time, he's a rookie quarterback. And at any point, Matt Eberflus could have gone, wow, we're running out of time. I need to call this timeout. And he didn't. And I think that is more egregious than what Caleb did. What do you guys think, though?
Yeah, when you see the ball hasn't been snapped with 10 seconds left to go, you're not a field goal range, call the timeout.
Yeah.
Put up your Hail Mary play and let's go.
Yeah.
But not a rush play that had no chance. Oh,
It
had a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still wearing my Bears jersey because I haven't actually got out of it yet. I felt like I was going to for this, but I decided not to. But yeah, I think it was upsetting.
Let's be honest. There's a lot of positives to take out of the game.
Oh, absolutely. I'm feeling very good about Caleb, to be honest with you. Just in general.
How you guys stuffed the run game in the second half was very good. And the entire defense was very good in the second half.
Yep.
So Ben Johnson is stoppable apparently.
Yeah.
Half. So yeah, if you're already down 3 scores in the first half, it's pretty damn hard to come back into it. So
against the Lions as well, like as good as the Packers and the Vikings have been this season, the Lions have been, I think, the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So to be able to put up a bit of a fight against them, I don't know, fill me with a little bit of confidence at least. Don't get me wrong, I'm still pretty convinced we're going to lose most of the games this season, but at least we probably an appealing place to go play at some point if you're a head coach.
Yeah, that's I think what you're putting out. There is enough talent there for a coach to come in to think, yeah, I can do something with that. I mean, there's teams out there with absolutely no talent at all, and why would you go there as a coach? Because it's suicide for your career.
Yeah,
and absolutely that's not what's happening with the Bears. So there is on offense, there's something. Caleb is definitely shows promise. Still, of course, he's a rookie and it's not perfect, but hardly ever is. I mean, Odunze has his moment.
He's getting better.
He's getting better.
He's getting better.
Truly had his breakout game yet.
No. Couple of things as well. Yeah. Like, if the game had have ended with 10 minutes left, I'd be bitching about the refs, but we got a really soft one towards the end that kind of made up for that. So, like, it was pretty.
So light.
It was, I kind of disagree with pass interference if there's absolutely no chance of them catching the ball.
Yeah.
Unless it's like super egregious. So, but equally,
we weren't really showing it either, the replay. So, what actually happened? So,
equally, the Keenan Allen face mask miss, followed by him being called for I can't remember what it's called. It's not ungentlemanly conduct. That's what it should be called.
Like conduct. Not cricket, Dan.
Yeah, but let's be honest. It's always an ebb and the flow of the game, and every team will have over a season 2 or 3 calls that are absolutely egregious that could have won them a game, and also 3 or 4 again.
And I want to stress that doesn't make it right.
No,
like
absolutely
officials
not.
should do a better job
with the amount of cameras and the amount of replays. It should be a lot better than it is, but
but it's not. I agree.
But
any final thoughts, Will, on this one?
Yeah. Are we concerned that the Lions looked far too human, or is it just we're putting it down to divisional matchups are weird? Because they didn't look particularly good against the Colts either.
No, offensively they have looked ordinary 2 weeks now.
Are we concerned about that?
It's 2 weeks. Let's wait a bit before.
However,
and they've won both games, so
the Lions that are kind of like tapering off a little bit, and you got the Eagles that are shooting up. Probably a little bit of a concern.
Touchdown, interception, Drew Lock.
No,
that
overshown, which probably Drew Lock did. I didn't see it with the first part, but let's have a look.
He tried to throw a screen pass and overshown just tipped it to himself.
Oh my god. Well, let's have a look at this again then. Yeah. So it's back fakes it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, just tips it and then scores. That's a pick six every time. He should never have thrown that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Drew Lock might not be the best NFL quarterback in the league right now.
If you can't beat out Tommy DeVito,
If it takes a week to beat out Tommy DeVito, but
well,
yeah.
he's not. He didn't beat him out because he's
Is,
playing because Tommy DeVito's injured.
is he injured? Is that what's
Yeah,
happened? Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
he's too. He got buried in against the Bucks, and now he's
Oh
sore,
yeah,
so he can't play.
I forgot about that. That's true. Drew Lock can't help but have like a rabbit in the headlights look either.
And
Like
that's just when he's stood on the sideline.
exactly, yeah. Which
There was a reason why he used quarterback QB3.
Yeah.
On the Giants. Let's be honest. So
yeah. I'm just looking at I think the Bears are imploding a little bit.
I don't know. I think the implosion stink is off them a little bit.
Yeah.
Compared to how they were maybe 3 weeks ago when they were, completely losing it after losing to the Commanders. And that kind of like hangover lasted a fair few weeks.
Caleb's just thrown him under the bus by the looks of things at the press conference. So this is according to Jason Lisa. Bears QB Caleb Williams said correctly in my opinion, that at that stage of the game, it's his job to run what's called and let the coaches decide on timeouts.
Well, I agree.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Caleb should have got the playoff quicker, but at that point, then
there was at least 6 or 7 seconds he could have won the play. But
he's a rookie quarterback playing in a high pressure situation. His coach should take that decision. Like, I know I'm not an NFL coach, but when I was coaching, I was always like, "You just go handle the football. I'll handle the timeouts."
Yeah,
I didn't want my players calling any timeouts. I just wanted them to worry about what was going on the field. So
because you want to make it as easy as possible for the people that are trying to win you the game. Surely, like that's a no brainer, right? That's
exactly.
Like
if me dunderhead British American football coach knows how to do that,
I won't hear it for starters. Will, all right, I'm not going to hear that. Okay,
but my point stands. I'm not being paid to coach American football. I am the very definition of a rank amateur, and I know that you should do the timeout stuff and leave the football to the people playing the football.
Well, Chicago Bears, if you're listening, Will is available.
Yeah,
to go and coach the Bears. Yeah,
much cheaper than any other of the potential candidates.
What would you do it for?
Huh?
What would you do
it for?
Yeah,
shits and giggles most likely because I'll be fired very quickly.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. That'd be great. Look at me. I've been head coach of the Bears for 3 weeks.
You could do like tours based on that as well, like going and stuff. So yeah, you definitely
just being the first foreign. Who's he the first foreign-born NFL coach ever?
Head coach.
Yeah.
Is that the case?
I think so. Do we count Canadians? Because Mark Trestman was Canadian.
Okay.
First
Let's try and forget about Mark Trestman as well. Today's been hard enough already. Okay. So, good Lord, he might be better. Like, I never felt this way with Mark Trestman mainly because we were never in games, but like, he might be a better coach. No, that's probably harsh. I don't know. Maybe it's unfair. Mark Trestman is indeed Canadian, and a shining indictment he is of overseas coaches coming in and working for the Bears. You might not, maybe not head coach. I think even if you've got like assistant O-line coach or something like that, right? You'd still.
There's what's his name at the Seahawks, isn't there?
Yeah.
Who is from London?
Yes.
The DC. I can't remember his name. Aiden Durde.
Oh yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's very like. If you remember him on the Cowboys Hard Knocks, he's very much from London.
Yeah.
Based on his accent.
I think. Oh God, that's another penalty. Is that false start? Yeah. Okay. I think Dabo's got the glasses on. He means business today. But then I think if you did that, then whatever happens, you've probably got a career on the bench at NFL UK, like Sky Sports or something as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there we go then. Come on, Will, get it done so we can ride your coattails. Yeah.
Move over, Neil.
Just hire me as the water boy, and I'll be set for life here in the Netherlands as the go-to guy for the Super Bowl when it's aired.
Well, when I was on the Giants.
I think we figured it out, guys. Let's hang up now and work out how we can get this done.
Yeah. Who's got the Mars number?
Yeah. Funny you should say that. Not me. I don't have that at all.
No.
Shall we get on then? So, Micah Parsons is a machine. There we go. He's got a sack on Drew Lock. Just softened up for him a bit, but he's
must be nice when. I don't wish to give NFL head coaches advice, but generally, it's probably a good idea to block Micah Parsons.
See, this is why. Well, this is why you're heading straight to the NFL. You know it. You know all the little secrets. Right. Let me bring up our little table here. I've got like 12 windows open in the smallest monitor, so this is going to be entertaining. So far, only one ruse. That's me going for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, that's not a ruse.
Huh?
That's definitely not a ruse.
Is it not? Have you gone for the Dolphins?
Me and Duncan both.
Duncan didn't go for the Dolphins.
Sorry. Me and Eldo. Sorry.
I was about to say, God, Duncan doing me out of a ruse. That's not fair. In case this is your first time listening, elaborate ruse is what we call a trap game, essentially, and that is where we believe one person out of the 8 people we have picking games believes it's going to end in a specific way compared to the others. In this instance, I believe the Miami Dolphins are going to win against the Green Bay Packers. But moving on to the remaining games, we've got a full house this week as well. LA Chargers visit the Atlanta Falcons. Chargers keep rolling. I think they played really, really well in that game against the Ravens and were just unlucky in the sense that they were playing the Ravens. And then on the other side of the ball, Atlanta Falcons have been faltering a bit. The holes on the Falcons team, it feels like, are becoming more apparent. And they've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just kind of sneaking up behind them, getting ready to pounce on them to overtake them in the division. For me, this will probably come down to which team is better coached, and I have an idea of which team I think is better coached in this instance. And the fact that I think a decent offensive line can give Justin Herbert endless amounts of time and a clean pocket to get the ball to Ladd McConkey when he eventually becomes open. So I think I know how this one's going to go. What do you think, though? Will, what do you reckon?
So as far as the Chargers moving the ball, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward day for them. Atlanta's defense is not good in any stretch. They do have 2 good players in the secondary, but without any sort of a pass rush, it doesn't matter because quarterbacks can just wait, and a quarterback as good as Herbert is just going to wait in the pocket and pick them apart. So I think it's going to be a very, very simple day for the Chargers. So then it becomes a case of, can the Atlanta Falcons keep up? Potentially. So the Ravens are a good running team, and the Falcons are a good running team, but they'd have a completely different style of running between them. So it's very much like power running downhill from the Ravens, and the Falcons run a far more outside zone based, not quite finesse, but not as down your throat sort of running style. And I think the Chargers are actually much better at stopping at the outside zone, and Bijan Robinson particularly in this case. And I think it's also not good for Cousins because the pass rush from the Chargers is pretty decent.
Considering how old some of the pieces are, considering how injured some of the pieces are as well, it is doing a very, very good job right now, I think. I completely agree.
But also, I'm not particularly impartial when it comes to assessing the Falcons.
This is true. So but you are... I trust your opinion still, though. This is not like...
We'll take it with a grain of salt, is all I'm saying. I could be wildly biased.
Possibly, yeah. But I don't think that's going to be the case. What do you reckon then, Bass? How do you see this one going?
Yeah, you're talking about the run game, and I feel like Bijan Robinson has been slowing down the last couple of weeks. He's only run more than 70 yards once in the last 5 games, so that's not what you want to see if you're the Falcons going up against this team.
No.
Because you need everything in offense to stand a chance.
Yeah, totally agree.
So, yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much unanimous in how we think this one's going to go then, yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a pretty damn defensive slugfest. And the best defense is the Chargers.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, to put it into perspective, Phil, he has the Chargers winning. We have Aldo, he has the Chargers winning as well. Josh has the Chargers winning. Duncan has the Chargers winning. And that's it. Yeah. So and then all three of us have the Chargers winning as well. So that's
congratulations to the Falcons.
Yes. I don't know. Phil's gone for the Chargers, so that's usually a pretty good sign because he's doing pretty well. So
CD Lamb just dropped an absolute clanger.
CD Lamb. Clanger. What confused me there? CD Lamb on my fantasy team, and I need him to do well. So if he could,
it was wide open. No one within like 6 yards of him.
Fun game.
The ball hit his hands. It's now on the floor.
Who do we think's given up more, him or DJ Moore?
CD Lamb.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't blame him either for shutting up shop this season. Like, I'm kind of with him on this one. So,
and then the Cowboys went for it on the next fourth down.
Yeah,
and failed to make a yard. So now it's turnover on downs.
Oh my goodness, this game is living up to the hype, is what it is doing. So, it's congratulations to all the fans of both those teams.
Why would you run it right at Dexter Lawrence on 4th and 1?
They clearly didn't get the memo that you just run it away from Dexter Lawrence in that situation. Just away from him, you'll be absolutely fine if you can do that. But yeah, not getting the memo at all. We ready to move on to the next game then?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Pittsburgh Steelers visit the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals have one of the most explosive offenses in the league. Pittsburgh Steelers have one of the better defenses in the league. They also have a pretty decent offense, and I can't really say the same about the Bengals. This is Pittsburgh Steelers sitting pretty in the AFC North. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out then for a second. However, they've got the Baltimore Ravens nipping at the heels, and the Cincinnati Bengals are still within a long shot of making the playoffs. I have my opinions on this one. I think the Steelers are one of the better, well-rounded teams in the league. I also trust their coaching a lot more than the Bengals. But the Bengals can put up like a ton of points on a team, and that could be problematic for the Steelers, who tend to drop clangers like CD Lamb every now and then.
Hey.
Yeah, nice. Bass, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, the Bengals are just so hard to predict because they've only won 4 games so far this season, and that's against the Raiders, the Browns, the Giants, and the Panthers. Yeah, so all terrible teams.
Yeah,
but then again, they're putting up 400 yard offense pretty much weekly. So it's just a defense. It just allows so much.
Yeah,
and this is probably the best defense they're going up against this season.
Yes, I think the Steelers are going to be most teams' best defense they go up this season.
So only the Eagles in the last few weeks. That's better. Oh, the Chargers last week. So yeah, it's. I just don't trust the Bengals.
That's my issue as well. I don't trust them at all.
They find ways to lose games at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's a shame. They're wasting such a talented offense.
Yeah.
And defensively, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing there. And the coach doesn't help, I think.
I was about to say, do you at least change defensive coaching this year?
at minimum.
You reckon?
They don't have a new DC by then next year.
That is a heck of a fall from grace for Anarumo.
Yeah.
Considering, really. But I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Zach Taylor has to make a change. Otherwise, it's him that's being chased for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Spend some money on the defense. Spend some money there.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That's probably the way to go. Will, what do you reckon?
So Vegas have the Bengals as favourites in this game,
Interesting.
and I'm trying to work out why.
Home team.
Home game. Yeah, it's the only thing I can
Explosive offense.
Sure. But that like you've been saying, the defense blows.
It's awful. It is really, really bad. I don't entirely understand that.
No, I don't understand it either. I'm looking through injury reports. I'm looking through like all sorts of stuff, and I can't work out. I can't work out why they would be favored. I would understand if, say, it was like Pittsburgh -1 or something like that, but it's Bengals -3.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
What do they know?
They usually know something. That's the one thing I will say. They do usually know something, but they're not, as Duncan has stated, they're not always right, despite the fact that he is very close to leading this picks league now, having changed his ethos to just going with what Vegas has said. So
pick the favorites.
Yeah, he got very, very interested in that at that point, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do that then instead. And it's worked out reasonably well for him. So they do feel like they know something. I still feel like there isn't. If I've got it in my head, I know how something's going to go. I can't shake that feeling. That's just there now. So I think I probably will still go with the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one.
Yeah, I suppose it's not difficult to see how the Bengals can win this game though.
Yeah.
If it becomes a shootout,
yeah,
I say the Bengals win a shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whether or not the Pittsburgh Steelers defense allows it to become a shootout, which is strong possibility that doesn't happen.
Just one or two good plays from that defense, one or two turnovers, and of course slowly turn on its head. But
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I see Burrow was full in practice with his wrist, but could also still be an issue going into the game. So,
well, Vegas aren't alone in the picks. Aldo, Phil, and Josh have all gone for the Bengals, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't see it, but
also I need to catch up to Phil. So
yeah.
And this is a 50-50 game. Then that's going the other way.
This is a really good point. Yeah. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what you need to do is join mine and Will's cabal, where we always pick when it's just me and him picking, we always get it right. So you're welcome to join us in this one, Bass.
Very, very much. Last time you chose the Steelers as well, so
yeah, this is true. It was I think it's been the Steelers a lot, to be fair. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'll go not big because I think if it's a big score in one direction, that's the Bengals winning by a big score. So I think I'm probably going to go like 21-17 to the Steelers. What do you reckon, Will?
Yeah, I think it's the Pittsburgh. I think it's the pick. I can't speak. I think it's Pittsburgh's game to lose.
I agree,
but I can also see how it's possible that they lose this game. In division games are always weird. It never always goes as you expect them to. So I can see how the Bengals can win, but I just don't trust them to.
It's worth mentioning. We've got our first comment. It's yo, join the Discord. It's a nice one. Thank you, Josh. I agree. Join the Discord. Totally. Thank you. It's Josh, who you'll have heard on the podcast before, have Sorry Josh fame as well. And once again, if we can get a sorry Josh for him as well, because his team has obviously given up on the Aaron bus. I don't know where I'm going with that. So we're all going Steelers then,
yeah. Yeah.
Josh here, he went for the Bengals. So yeah. Okay then. I'm just trying to sign in. Next up, Houston Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars. They can't be that bad that they'll lose to the Jags, can they? That's where I'm going to start with this one, and we'll that's all I'm going to say. Will.
I mean, yes. Yes, they can.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Dan McLaughlin special, and I am going to vamp while I look for whether or not what's his face is playing. Trevor Lawrence.
He was
limited in practice.
Yeah.
So maybe he is playing. I mean, that makes a big difference.
And their best running back is coming back.
Oh,
big.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a tank off, guys. A tank battle.
Yeah.
We should be excited about that. That's exciting. They don't play each other, but you know, they're both called tank. So
I wish I knew enough about history to talk about a famous tank battle.
Yes, I don't know. I could go really nerdy and say Talon, but we whatever. But it's it's yeah. I don't know any tank battles either, and I'm already now talking about it too much. So I am also vamping while I'm trying to find a code so I can actually log in and subscribe to our pod. And
subscribe to my own podcast. Bear with me, gents.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is good. This is fine. Yeah, I think that does make a massive difference.
Yeah.
Currently, the way they are playing, there is a good chance that Trevor Lawrence might be the best quarterback in this game as well.
No, I don't buy that.
No, the way they're playing. I don't think long term. I think currently, maybe.
It's so hard to compare at the moment, just because the entire Jaguars organization is so filled, and Lawrence hasn't been great this season. But if you just look at the stats, he hasn't been terrible either, actually. But it's just there's nothing on offense most of the time.
No.
Although now Brian Thompson is developing last few weeks, so maybe if Trevor Lawrence comes back and Thanks Bixby is back and he can find Brian Thomas, there might be something there. And with Will Anderson probably not playing, that would make his life a lot easier in this game. So
yeah,
I think this is a very scary game for the Texans in a way.
I agree. I think Josh Hines Allen and Walker are going to be licking their lips with the much beleaguered Houston offensive line coming to town.
Yeah.
They're going to make CJ Stroud's life very difficult indeed. It does have all the smatterings of a trap game. Is this for the Houston Texans?
Yeah, I think it does as well. How willing am I to bet
on the Jags?
On the Jags? I don't think at all. I'll be honest. But still, it does. Oh my God, that was close. Pass down the side to Mingo, their fourth round trade wide receiver. That's just broken up, but yeah, that's unfortunate.
Couldn't Tyree it.
He couldn't. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I'm with you now. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I can't bet on the Jags. So nice one. Thank that. I see what you did there. The link to the Discord. Come join the Discord, Josh. You're already in it. But yeah, sure. Yeah, I can't bet on the Jags. I've got to go Texans. As disappointing and upsetting, and as just plain bad as they've been at times this season, I've still got to go for the Texans being put together well enough at the very least to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are one of the worst teams in the league. I think they'll surprise us, though. I think they'll make it look really tough. So I'm going to go 14-10 to the Houston Texans. What do you guys think?
I really don't. Sorry.
Are you tempted?
Yeah, I really don't trust Houston's offensive line at all.
No.
Um, I mean, their defense is very good, but not having Will Anderson is going to be a problem.
True.
So I am tempted, and I've got to do some catching up in the whole standing. So I am going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars to narrowly edge the Houston Texans, something like 17-16.
Okay. Bass.
He's not gonna have a ruse. I'm gonna join him for the Jags. They're coming off a bye week. It's at home game in a division.
We live or die together. All Jags. Let's go.
Let's go.
I hate this. I'm going to be so bad at the end of the season. Let's see what everyone else went. Duncan went for the Texans. He doesn't know. And Josh went for the Texans as well. Aldo, he went for the Texans because, of course, he did. And I think Phil, who I haven't put it in here yet, he went for the Texans as well. So we've got a triple ruse. Let's call it that because we've all gone for it. So yeah,
triple ruse.
That's a thing.
Sounds better than it actually is.
Fun game here though. Arizona Cardinals visit the Minnesota Vikings. Arizona Cardinals have been getting better as the season goes on both sides of the ball, although they did struggle last week. Thinking about it. Against the Seahawks. They are up against a Minnesota Vikings team that I thought performed very well against the Bears, and particularly Sam Darnold, I thought had a return to form. I think that carries on against a Cardinals defense that's played better than expected, but I still don't think they're setting the world on fire. How do we see this one going, though?
The Cardinals are very much further ahead on their rebuild than we expected.
Yeah.
I think that's what you need to.
This Death Star will be quite operational, yeah.
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 I mean, especially with the defense, I didn't expect anything this season.
No.
And they're a top 15 defense, so that's pretty impressive. And at the moment they're winning the division.
Yeah.
That's mostly because the NFC West is just weird. Mostly.
No question there. Yeah, that is a weird division. You're not wrong.
But they're really dependent on the run game.
Yeah.
And if they can't get the run game going, there is not much else on the offense still at the moment. Marvin Harrison Jr. hasn't exploded yet, like we expected him to, kind of.
Yeah.
And as long as Darnold doesn't turn the ball over, that offense is more than good enough to score in this defense, I think.
I do have a question, though. Do we know if James Conner's playing?
He is.
He went down injured in the last game, didn't he? I think. Maybe I got that wrong.
He isn't on the.
Not on the injury report.
Oh, must have got that wrong then. Yeah. Okay, does make a difference.
Unless he went to the reserve.
He's been so good this year. He has been just outstanding. So yeah, a mixture of him and I say Marvin Harrison Jr. has not set the world on fire yet, but he's played very well still. And Trey McBride.
Yeah, Trey McBride is a very, very good tight end.
Yeah,
just not a threat in the red zone so far. Not a single touchdown so far. So
that's weird.
Yeah,
he's caught so many as well. But yeah, okay, that is really strange. Will, what do you reckon?
I think one of the things last week's game against the Seahawks showed was that although the Cardinals are better on defense than they should be on paper, that paper is still showing where the weaknesses are. And this Vikings passing attack is very good. So it's going to be very difficult, in my opinion, for the Cardinals to hold this offense down. And on the other side, I think they're going to get out-weirded in the weirdest defense of all.
I agree. Yeah, I like that term. Oh, and welcome, Phil. How you doing, buddy?
I'm very good, thank you, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. We are live, and since you've come on, we now outnumber the people watching us. So, yeah, that's going really well. So, yeah.
It's fine.
You've missed some Bears talk, so lucky you. Congrats. You managed to dodge
Do you feel like you've got it off your chest a bit?
I feel like I've aged about 30 years.
Yeah, well,
this season. So yeah. But a little bit, yeah. So we've currently been working our way through the games, and we're currently on Cards and Vikings.
Okay, yeah.
How are you feeling about this one?
The Vikings have started to look a little less. They don't look as good as they did at the start of the season. Part of that, I think, might just be wear and tear, people being injured, so on and so forth. And part of that's a little bit, I think, teams starting to get, because they've now got game tape on this weird Flores defense. People are starting to sort of kind of work out ways to deal with it. That being said, the Cards defense is not great. And if the Vikings can stop the run, which I think they probably can, it does severely limit the Cards, definitely. I mean, the Seahawks stopped the run. Notably, not a great run defense.
I think the Seahawks have got better, though.
We have the addition of Ernest Jones, and I think we're starting to get that Mike McDonald system kind of working. Which I do think helps.
Yeah.
So our defense has definitely improved, but that being said, just keeping them to 6 points, no touchdowns, that's some of that I think might be on the offense as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Agree. Should we get some scores? Where are you going with it then, Phil? Because I'm going to make you pick first pretty much for every game now.
Are you?
Yes, yeah.
I can't imagine why. I'm going with the Vikings win 23-19.
Interesting. Cool. Duncan and Alan have both gone for Vikings win. Josh has gone for a Cards win. Bass, where are you going with this one?
I can't bet against the Vikings in this game. I just don't see how the Cardinals match up against them. So definitely Vikings win.
Fair play. Will?
I'm picking the Vikings as well. I just think they've got too much offensive firepower for the Cardinals to keep up. So Cardinals 21, Vikings 28.
I've got one game difference from Josh, and that's another person in between me being last. So I don't need to bet the farm on this one. I'm also going to go for the Vikings as well. I do think they're a better team, and I should go for the Vikings because I do think their team is going to win. So,
and to be fair, Josh does make some wild picks.
He does. His wild picks tend to be the ones that pay off.
I know. It's very weird.
It's very strange. Yeah, he should be like way in the lead. Okay, scoreboard in terms of our pick 'em so far this season. Starting at worst and working our way forward. I know why James didn't come on the pod now. He's on 109 and 70. Just ahead of him is me though, with 110 and 69. Nice. Then Josh is 111 and 68. Like all very tightly packed. And then it does start to separate a little bit because we've got Will with 115 and 64. Alan with 117 and 62. I missed you, Bass. Sorry, 116 and 63. And then there's a big gap. And that's where Duncan is with 122 and 57. And one game ahead is you, Phil, with 123 and 56. So yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And so far, you and there is one game difference between you and Duncan so far. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up, it's a classic. Indianapolis Colts visit the New England Patriots. The good old days of Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. And now we've got Anthony Richardson versus Drake May. Our resident Patriots fan, how are you feeling about this one, Bass?
As long as Drake May survives this game, I'm happy.
Yeah, I see. I thought that. And then we come close to winning games and then breaks my heart instead.
No, we need the Patriots. I think if you just go and look at the true talent on this roster,
Yeah.
I come to maybe 2 players, 3, and that's it.
It's not
The
ideal,
rest
is it?
is average to worse.
Average to worse is not what you're going for, really, is it?
No, we need a new core to build around, and it's just not there yet.
Yeah.
And we just need a good draw for once.
Yeah.
And that's something we have not had in a long, long time.
This is very true.
So everything now is just keep him alive and give him reps. That's all that matters. And he's doing well.
He is. I mean, he's doing very well. He's been really good.
I can't be more happy about that than I can be. So
no,
just keep that going, and I'm happy, and I don't care. I truly don't. I'd rather we lose, actually.
Yeah. Better draft pick, I suppose.
If we come picked in the top 4, 4, top 5, most likely. Hopefully get the best lineman on the board.
Yeah.
Our lineman. And let's go from there.
I think it's a good idea.
Smart.
Yeah.
Will, what do you reckon?
I've been fairly vocal about not trusting Anthony Richardson at all on this podcast. However, there is something I trust even less, and that's the New England Patriots' defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it really is, yeah. I think I know where we're all going with this one, although I'm not 100% certain. Bass, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to go Colts for a win.
Okay. You went alone as well, because both Josh and Alan went for the Colts.
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah, I'm going for the Colts.
Okay, going for the Colts. Phil, what do you think about this game? Because I realised I didn't actually ask you. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I trust Anthony Richardson to pull off something spectacular, whereas I don't think the Patriots are really capable of that on offense.
No, not yet.
And their defense it should have been like the strong, like a part of the team that really kept them in games, but it's struggled of late. So yeah, I have some faith in not necessarily Anthony Richardson to be consistently spectacular, but to do something spectacular that will be enough to win the Colts the game.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Colts win 16-10.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go for a big Colts win as well. Well, Colts win at least. Going for the Patriots, though, we have Alan and Duncan. So, yeah. There we go.
Vegas is going Patriots. Yeah. Interesting.
What?
It's not.
No. Next up, Seattle Seahawks visit the New York Jets in, as you've dubbed it, Phil, a Geno revenge game.
Yes. Vengeance.
Tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about this one.
I'm feeling good. I mean, I've said that before, and then the Seahawks have gone and lost, but but I am feeling good. The defense has looked much improved, especially since the bye, and like I said, the addition of Ernest Jones has really helped. And whilst the offense hasn't been firing on all cylinders, this Jets defense has been a bit pants since it lost its defensive-minded head coach. Weirdly enough. Not sure why. Can't imagine what the issue is there. So yeah, I don't think the Jets match up particularly well against us. I think our offense could have a very good day. Their secondary's not been playing well, especially Sauce Gardner, who's sort of regressed quite badly. So I can definitely see that working in our favour, especially with Jackson Smith and Jigba playing out of his mind the last few weeks. Kenneth Walker again has managed to consistently just get better and better, and our defense is playing really well. I am feeling very confident about going into New York and slapping them about a bit, and I imagine we'll probably see Aaron Rodgers sat on the sideline with his hands in the air. It's like, oh, I don't understand why this is happening. Oh,
yeah. I mean,
woe is me.
It's what we're all after, really, isn't it? That's
we just want to see miserable Aaron Rodgers
in the game of football, isn't it? So yeah,
it's just anytime Aaron Rodgers is miserable, the rest of us are quite happy.
Yeah, agreed. Will, what do you reckon?
I haven't watched any of the New York Jets for quite a while, so
that's probably for the best. It's not pleasant for the eyes.
So I think I don't really know what's going on with them. If I'm completely honest,
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to go based on what do we do in this situation? We pick the one with a better quarterback and the better coach, don't we? Which is the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Particularly right now, anyway. Good Lord, Drew Lock is a bad quarterback, isn't he? Bass, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I wasn't sure on the Seahawks the last few weeks, and they surprise me every time. So it seems like they got over their mid-season hump.
Yeah.
And especially like Phil said, the defense has really come alive. And against this New York Jets team, that's just a shell of what it should be. Just a shell.
I think they're already in rebuild mode for next year.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
I do wonder how much longer Rodgers is going to be on this team.
I would expect him to not be on the team next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, very much so. Well, there's rumors here they might try and ship him before then as well. So,
yeah.
I mean, try and get something for him if you can, because otherwise I think he's probably going to retire.
Oh, I don't think you're getting anything for him.
Yeah.
I'm honest with you, I think.
No, I mean, I don't know if there's a team that will actually give you anything for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
It's crazy to say.
Actually, there might be one. Cleveland might give their backup quarterback away.
Imagine that.
Not going to give Jameis away.
I said the backup, not the good one who's starting well.
No. Right, but that's not the way they see it.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean Watson is back as soon as he's back.
You reckon?
Jameis Winston will be off the team in the off season, whereas Deshaun Watson will not be.
I think it's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah, but
the
Jets are just in rebuild mode for next year, like they always are, it seems. And let's be honest, Rodgers doesn't have time for rebuild, so he will want to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
if he's going anywhere.
Yeah. Where we? I mean, I feel like we're all going with the Seahawks in this one, right?
Yeah.
History says that Rodgers is going to go to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he's going to rob people.
This is very possible.
That's how it goes, right? You go from the Packers to the Jets,
so I hear,
the Vikings,
I'm
to then stealing people's life savings and stuff like that, and
robbing
from the poor.
Yeah, taking money for disabled people.
Oh my God, yeah.
But let's be honest, would anyone be surprised if Rodgers did that?
No. I hate Brett Favre so much. I'm turning into
him.
He learned
I'll show him.
No, Rodgers isn't going to do that. That's not Rodgers isn't going to rip people off. He's going to sell like
snake
emotionally
oil.
sound snake oil, and like t-shirts with
healing crystals.
Healing crystals. There we go. Oh, you guys nailed it. Absolutely, that's exactly what he's going to be doing. Yeah, totally agree.
If he's going to go like Jared Leto and just start a cult.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be having colloidal silver.
Oh my God, that story is so weird. Yeah. If you don't know anything about it, literally type in colloidal silver and cult, and it's worth a watch at some point.
Mate. That's entirely where he's going after this.
I mean, everyone's gone for the Seahawks, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone else has gone for the Seahawks as well, so it's a clean sweep for that so far. Next up, a Washington Commanders team that struggled a bit over 8 is up against the Tennessee Titans team that gave the Houston Texans a bit of a bloody nose. Do we think the Titans can continue that against a Commanders team that I think had their worst game last week?
I think they can. I think the Titans can. I don't know whether they will, but they definitely can. Their defense is good enough. And if Will Levis has a good Will Levis game, and doesn't make as many sort of game-breaking, spine-shattering mistakes, then they're in with a shout, definitely. That Commanders' defense is very sort of hit and miss. There are parts of it that are good. they're doing what Seattle did last year, which is lean entirely on Bobby Wagner to do most of the work for them.
And you know what? He's doing pretty well.
He can still do it. It's just,
yeah,
I'm not convinced that's the best thing to do, because he is one man and he isn't young.
No, and this is true. This is very true.
And I mean, let's be honest, that game against the Cowboys last week was entirely just drunk. That was, out of all the drunk NFL games, the end of that game was the most drunk NFL game I've ever seen.
It was weird. Like, there was no way.
Blacked out, slumped over a bus bench in a town centre whilst dressed as Catwoman. Drunk. Now, I know this has happened because that happened to me.
Nice. This was like, the kicker obviously at some point said, "What's the worst that could happen?" And then we found out.
I can tell you what the worst thing was. He was picked by me for fantasy for this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did he score?
0?
Well,
1.
3 or 4, I believe.
Eesh.
You should get minuses for missing like kicks as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think extra points definitely should be minuses.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. Will, how do you see this one going?
Yeah.
Did I go to you originally?
No. You went.
No, I went first.
The Commanders have struggled over the past couple of weeks to get their ground game going, and the Tennessee Titans are quite good at stopping the run. And without a ground game, then Daniels just hasn't looked the same, because he doesn't have that. As the Washington Commanders are not staying in front of the chains, he's having to do a lot more, and he's not been given the tools, I think, to be able to, like, what am I trying to say? Cliff Kingsbury is not giving him easy answers to the test, and then some of the things he's trying to do are just, he can't do them at the same level he could do them in college. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I understand what you're trying to say there. Yeah.
Good, because I feel like I'm mumbling.
No, it's okay. I kind of got
How do you guys feel about the cliff?
Steep.
It's not one I'd like to fall off.
Yeah. So, like, the idea that, like, eventually he just starts losing games.
Yeah.
Because he's predictable.
Yeah.
But also looking at the injury report, Brian Robinson Jr. is limited.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Eckler is still done not practice with a concussion.
Yep.
Zach Ertz is do not practice.
That just might be because he's old. That might not actually.
Oh yeah, he's down for rest, but
I was going to say that might just be he's having a nap.
But especially with both running backs.
Yeah.
At a limited or do not practice.
True.
Yeah. Brian Robinson Jr. is looking like playing, last I heard, but no Austin Eckler is a problem, because that's your sort of change of pace back.
Yeah.
Which it limits you distinctly.
Yeah.
And I think there's a part of it, I think, is, again, they've got, people have got a bit more game tape on Jaden Daniels now and how he's playing in the league, and because it obviously isn't going to be as easy as it was at college level, because the defenders you're playing against are all professionals and have been most of them are doing this for years, so it makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
So if the ground game's not working, to take that little bit of pressure off him, as Will rightly said, he's having to do more, and you're seeing some of those, like, he's a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes. He's going to play like a rookie occasionally. He's not going to play like an all-pro every single week. And the rookie wall is a thing as well. Because, I mean, I don't know how many games they play in college in a season, but I don't think it's as many, is it?
Like 13 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's going to be that as well. It's a case of just getting tired. He's not going to say he's tired. He's not Anthony Richardson. He's not going to sort of say, I'm tired. I'm going to sit down now.
Anthony Richardson. Yeah.
But yeah.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a case of him hitting a wall and also going off the cliff.
The cliff. Yeah.
So he's running into a wall and then give off a cliff.
I can definitely see it.
I feel like this could be a big game for Pollard. He's been running well.
Yeah.
And the Washington run defense is not good.
No.
So.
Any last things to add, Will?
I still don't trust Will Levis.
No, that my pick is entirely based on the fact that I do not trust Will Levis to have 2 good games in a row. We spent all this time talking about the Commanders and going to the Titans. It's like, I don't trust Will Levis to play well twice.
Here's the thing, right? I think he will, because I think they can beat this Commanders team. I'm going to go for the Tennessee Titans.
Interesting.
Very good.
So far, everyone's gone for the Washington football team.
Yep.
So it's Duncan, Alan, and Josh. Phil?
Yep, I'm also going that way. I'm going the WFTs.
Yep. Makes sense. Bass?
Yeah, this is going to be going to go out on a limb and try to get points back on the field. So I'm going to go to the Titans.
Nice. We like it.
Yeah, Will?
I'd love to join you, but I can't because Will Levis.
Will Levis is a thing. Yeah,
it's fair.
Fair play. I am, however, joining you, Bass. I'm going for the Titans as well.
Commanders to win, but I do think the Titans are going to keep it much closer than it should.
Yeah. See, I think if they can do that, then they can stay in the game. I guess we'll see. So, yeah. It's a pretty big ask. Next up, it's your boys, Will. Tampa Bay Buccaneers visit the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have stayed close against the Kansas City Chiefs last week. And as time goes on, they're looking like a better team. Bryce Young had his best game, I think, by a long stretch last week against Steve Spagnuolo defense. Now he goes up against a Todd Bowles defense. However, the offense is rolling, and that could be their biggest issue in this game. What do you reckon, Will?
Yeah, I do think that it's going to be a case. This game has the potential to turn into a bit of a shootout. The Panthers cannot stop the run at the moment. They're ranked 32nd in defensive against the run, and Tampa Bay's run game is humming at the moment. Bucky Irvin looks like a real find as a running back.
Does.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans is coming. Well, he is back, but he should be even healthier. He was a full participant at practice. Hopefully, we're getting Tristan Wirfs back as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout, but I think if it is a shootout, then I think it's advantage Tampa.
Easy. I totally agree.
But
yeah,
Carolina are really good at running the ball, and Tampa have not been as good at defending the run as they have been in seasons past.
True.
The one thing that is going Tampa's way is their pass rush is starting to become less terrible than it has been in seasons past. So in the past 3 games, I think we've recorded at least 4 sacks as a team. So that's good. And if we can start to heat Bryce Young up, then I think he's going to struggle because his weapons are just not good enough to make life easy for him in difficult situations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Bass, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's all about the run game. I mean, just for reference, the only game in the last 7 games they've only allowed less than 160 yards rushing was against the Broncos. And like Will said,
that's awful.
Yeah, the Bucs are actually good at running the ball at the moment. So, which is weird to say about the Bucs for some reason. So
several players doing it as well.
Yeah. I mean, Bucky Irving looks like one of the steals of the draft.
It really does.
So.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, it's if the Buccaneers want to get in the playoffs, they need to win this game. It's just so simple.
Yep.
If you're wondering what you might be missing in the Cowboys Giants game, the answer is absolutely nothing. Nothing has happened. It stayed 10-13. They have both kind of stayed around the midfield area for the last 2 minutes, but that last 2 minutes has felt like hours.
They're basically playing in the middle third here.
Yeah.
If you like punting, this is the game for you.
This is definitely. Nearly.
What's that?
Nearly.
It's not a fumble. Just leave it.
Yeah.
I think you need to set this game to the Benny Hill music.
It is not good. Oh, Drew Lock.
Yeah, 52 yards so far. It's farming.
Did he throw it backwards as he did that?
Yes.
That very nearly was a fumble then. Because if you throw it backwards, that's a fumble.
Okay, cool.
Just, oh my God.
Maybe Tommy DeVito was better.
Yeah, it's all right. They got Boyle backing him up, so that'll be much better. It's not Tim Boyle; it's Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But yeah,
still improvement.
He's only down the road, isn't he? So let's get some scores for this one then. How do we see this one going then? Actually, Bass, I haven't spoken to you about it, have I yet?
Yeah, you did, but yeah, it's gonna be a nice shootout with 34-27 for the Bucks.
Nice. Phil, who are you going scores wise?
I am also going through something of a shootout. Bucks 27, Panthers 25.
Liking the Westerns. Yeah.
Baker just being Baker.
Yeah.
Running down the field, confusing his own running back. Running back's like, where the hell did you come from? Baker's like, I got you. Follow me. I loved that play. It made me so happy.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Unashamedly. I am on board, sir.
Yeah. Definitely. Will, what do you reckon? Interesting.
I want to say that Tampa win by a lot, but I've also have been a Tampa Bay fan for a while, and I've seen us lose to the Panthers when we shouldn't more times than I care to admit. Yeah. So I'm cautious. I don't like this. Seems very trap gamey. As Baz says, we need to win. We need to keep winning if we're going to make the playoffs. And I hope that Todd Bowles has the defense prepared for what Carolina are, not what Carolina were.
Yeah,
which is where I think which is where I'm not confident, but I'm still picking the Bucks to win.
Yep, fair play. Bucks clean sweep then, because all of us have gone for the Bucks. Next up, LA Rams visit the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints, I don't know whether you mentioned them as an agent of chaos, but they are an agent of chaos.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense that they will be banana skins for teams that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be banana skins for. They've found a little bit of form recently. However, the Rams are an incredibly well-coached team that deserve to win more games than they necessarily have. That being said, the fact that they haven't won a lot of those games is a problem for the Rams. One that the Saints could potentially take advantage of. Bass, what do you reckon?
It's especially, I think, the recent form has because the defense has started to play better. I mean, 14 points, 17 points, 23 points allowed in the last few games. Okay, one of them was against the Panthers, which they lost.
Yeah.
But in the last few games, they have been better. And I just don't know what the issue is with the Rams. Why can't they pull some of those games over the line?
Yeah.
Although most of the losses this year have come in the first few weeks, and last two they lost are the Dolphins and the Eagles.
Yeah.
Which are somewhat reasonable, but especially the loss against the Eagles was pretty ugly, I think. They looked inept at times.
Yeah, totally agree.
So it's a very scary game for now. But with the way the NFC West is, they're still 100% in the fight for it. So
it's bonkers. Yeah, they absolutely are. You are not wrong.
If they match the Seahawks until the last week, they play for the division title against them.
Yeah, which will be awesome.
Yeah. Which would be at home. So even more so. So
yeah.
But then again, they also still have the Bills coming up.
Yeah,
but that's probably the hardest game they have left. So
true.
The Rams can go on a run here.
I hope so, and I think you're probably right, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of talent on their team, backed up mostly by their quarterback as well. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And great coaching and good drafting this year. So
yeah. Will, what do you reckon?
So I think if the Rams go out to an early lead, I think they'll get this game sewn up.
Yeah.
I don't think the Saints have what it takes to come from behind against this particular Rams team because they have a ferocious pass rush. And the Saints' offensive line is still not as healthy as they'd like it to be, not as healthy as it was at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So I do think that Derek Carr could be in for a tough game, being pressured.
Totally agree.
I'm not sure how well the New Orleans Patriots are going to fare against the beleaguered LA Rams line. So actually, I think this is fairly close. And it could be a game where whoever holds the ball last wins.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that the Rams go to an early lead and just take their stranglehold on the game.
I think that's possible as well. I think it's very possible. Phil, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the Saints.
They're hard
because
to
they're not that good,
mm-hmm.
and yet they somehow find ways of winning games, and it confuses me.
Yeah,
they beat teams they shouldn't beat, and then they lose to teams that are near them, sort of level wise. And it's very weird. I'm with Will. I'd like to think that the Rams get an early lead and just get a stranglehold on the game.
Yeah.
And just take control of it from there. And I think their defense is good enough as well. You're never going to make up for the loss of Aaron Donald, but they've done their best with the draft and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that should help.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Rams should have enough to win this game, but the Saints have a tendency to completely throw that kind of thing out the window.
Yeah,
because they just do, because they're weird.
I can't bet on it though. That's the problem for me.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably still going to go for the Rams.
Yeah,
because I trust them slightly more, even though I think there is a very distinct possibility that they lose this one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Rams as well. Let's go 21-17 to the Rams. Will.
Yeah, begins to sound like a broken record, but what do I do when the game is close? I pick the team with a better coach and the team with a better quarterback, which is the LA Rams.
Yeah. Bass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Rams, but I'm also intrigued if the Saints win. Do we need to consider them in a race for the NFC South?
Should
possibly.
Which is weird to say, but
mate,
it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Bucs should take that division. To be honest with you,
they should. I 100% agree with you. They should.
The Falcons keep crap in the bed, and the Saints are weird, and the Panthers are too far back. I think really at this point.
They're one game behind the Saints at the moment. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very well possible.
I feel with how the season has gone for the Saints and the Panthers, they're closer than they should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree.
That's but I fully expect the Rams to win this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going for the Rams. I'm guessing everyone's going for the Rams pretty much.
Going Rams win, yeah.
Everyone else went for the Rams as well. So that's the end of that chapter. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles, visit the Baltimore Ravens. I think that's easily game of the week.
Oh, yeah. This one week.
Philadelphia Eagles have been somewhat unstoppable of late. they're up against a Baltimore Ravens team that kind of snuck past the Chargers. I mean, they played well, don't get me wrong, but it's still a bit of a sneak. This is as a hell of a challenge for them. I say that the Eagles are playing out their skin at the moment, particularly on defense, and this is going to be a different challenge for Lamar as well.
Let's be honest, this is a game from Derrick Henry versus Saquon Barkley.
Yep. There's that as well.
That's just gonna be, if you like running the ball, this is a must-watch TV.
Yeah. I think if it's that simple, then I know who I've got winning this game.
Oh yeah, but even if it's just that, I would still have to say team winning. So
yeah,
because at the moment I just don't fully trust the Ravens.
No,
and especially their defense
it's bad.
It's just bad, and the Eagles' defense isn't bad anymore, and their offense is getting better every week, which is scary.
Yeah, I think the Eagles' ability to hit downfield against that secondary, which hasn't looked great for the Ravens, because you got AJ Brown. I think is Devontae Smith back?
He's doing a practice still.
Okay. Even AJ Brown by himself is scary enough.
Yeah.
And plus you've got the most unstoppable weapon in the NFL at the minute, which is Saquon Barkley.
True.
You just hand it off to him and watch him create all kinds of magic. Let alone when he hurdles backwards over somebody. Just watching him run at the minute is out of this world. He is.
He's so good.
He's so good.
He's been very, very good. Yeah, I totally agree.
He's the best shout for a non-quarterback MVP we've had in a while. I would think.
Niners fans will be rotating right now.
That sounds like it's their problem, not mine.
I mean, just looking at the injury report for the Eagles, you can see where they think they're going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
entire O-line and Saquon Barkley are resting this today.
I think that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good idea.
Yeah.
So you guys going for the? So
yeah.
Who? Anyone else want to talk about any of this in this game?
Yeah. So I'm just going to read out some stats, and I'd like you to point out which one of these is not like the other ones.
Okay.
So Baltimore Ravens are ranked second in points scored per game.
Yeah.
Third in pass yards per game. Second in rush yards per game.
Yeah.
Second in rushing defense per game, and then 31st against pass yards per game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really not good against the pass.
The secondary.
They are not. They are not, and it is the to use a Jamesism, the 6-foot exhaust port on this Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're thinking that this could be a good AJ Brown and Devonta Smith game.
Definitely AJ Brown.
And we could see Saquon in the pass game quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of that. Could be a good Dallas Goedert game.
The other option is that they just hammer the ball for like a half, and then second half, oh look, Saquon's going to get running now.
Yeah.
Might be the most difficult defense Baltimore's faced.
Yeah, this defense has definitely come up a long way, and the young rookie secondary for the Eagles has been outstanding.
Yeah, Cooper Jr. is just in the running for defensive
rookie
of the year, I think.
Allowing them to draft those two guys basically back to back is just silly. I don't know who idea that, but letting them do that was just terrible decision making.
Yep, it's not ideal.
No, who let them do this? Who let them get Saquon as well in the offseason? That's terrible decision as well.
They had such a good draft as well. It's been bonkers.
Going to get one of the most athletically gifted running backs who hasn't been playing behind a good offensive line. We're going to put him behind one of the best offensive lines in the league. Look how good he is. Yeah. It's like, we know. The problem was he was stuck at the Giants.
Hard to believe, really, isn't it?
Oh,
Should we get some scores for this one?
Sure.
Will, where are you going with this one?
Well, seeing as I have to try and pull back some games, I am going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win at home, 31-28.
Okay. Phil, where are you going with this one?
I'm going for an Eagles win, 46-42, because I want this to be as good as it should be.
I hope so. And Bass, where are you going with this one?
My mind says the Eagles are going to win this.
Yeah.
But my competitiveness says I need to pick the Ravens.
Yeah, damn straight. I'm also going for the Ravens as well, Bass. Let's go, okay?
Yeah. We're the three of us sticking together. We're going Ravens.
Yeah. We're a tripod, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think the Ravens stand a fairly good chance. This is one of those ones that I
would not be surprised if the Ravens did win it. They've got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. That is enough to be a reason for them to win this game.
Yeah. But I think the Eagles are going to win, but I'm going to pick the Ravens.
I'm going to stick with my conviction. I think the Eagles might very much win this one. So I'm curious though. Next up, then, I'm less confident about one of these teams. Which is a surprise because they've been an incredible disappointment this year. San Francisco 49ers visit the Buffalo Bills. San Francisco 49ers are a badly put together team at the moment. I would even go as far as saying they might just be a bad team at the moment. And they're just not getting it going. One of these teams is going to run like crazy and have an immense amount of success against a decent defense. And then the other team is the San Francisco 49ers. Which is not really something we should be saying about these teams. The Niners should be running all over everyone, but they're not. It's just kind of fallen apart.
And I think I'm going to say this. I think they should run McCaffrey less and do more with Mason.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment. McCaffrey just isn't 100% still.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yep.
They were just a better team when Mason was running. No.
They definitely were, yeah.
Yeah, fair point.
They've got, I think Trent Williams is out. Is that right?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not going to help the run game.
Yeah.
Bosa's still out, I think, as well.
Oh, well.
And
Purdy's questionable.
With a shoulder injury, right?
Yeah.
And it's throwing shoulder, so.
Yeah.
I just don't see how at the moment.
I need to see the Niners win before I can start picking them again.
Yeah.
Like convincingly win a few games.
Yeah. Yep.
Right now I can't do that. The Buffalo Bills have managed to do that, and I think they are.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good.
Team, yeah.
They've taken enough of the weight off of Josh Allen's shoulders that he doesn't have to play hero ball all the time.
Yep.
So that when he does play hero ball, he has the energy to play hero ball really well, and that's great. That's a good balance.
Yeah,
that's kind of what you want. And they've just looked so consistent week in, week out.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman looks like a very good pickup for a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
The run game's been good.
Yeah.
The defense has been very solid. They're just a very well put together team.
The trade and they're playing like it. Was also great.
Yes. Excellent trade. Yeah. Let's get some more wide receiver depth. Yeah. We've needed that for a while. Okay. And they just did it. And it's just like, oh.
You made that look really easy.
You made that look really easy. Yeah. Your team made a good decision. What is this?
Totally agree. Will, where are you going with this one?
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said we've got to start seeing the 49ers winning before we can start picking them again.
Yep. Totally agree.
One thing that trade did for Amari Cooper is it put everyone on the Bills receiver depth chart in the right spot.
It did, yeah.
Kincaid no longer had to be not Kincaid, sorry. Who's their rookie?
Coleman.
Thank you. Yeah, no longer had to be like the number one option. He can now be the number two option, and everyone's been bumped down a position, and that's just more comfortable for each player there. So that's really what's sparked their passing attack, because earlier in the season it was all down to them being highly efficient and running the ball really well.
Yeah.
And now they're much more explosive. But yeah,
Totally agree.
the 49ers, if they had a Brock Purdy, I think they might, healthy Brock Purdy at that, they might have a chance, but without him, no chance.
Totally agree. I mean, I'm going for the Bills. I'm sure everyone else is as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clean sweep for the Bills so far, unless James goes wild with it. Last game of the week, Cleveland Browns visit the Denver Broncos. Cleveland Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday Night Football last week. It was called the Snow Globe game. They're up against Denver Broncos team who also live in kind of a snow globe, but this defense is just ready and waiting for Jameis to arrive. I'm pretty certain they've already picked up one of his passes. How do we think this is going to go?
I think it goes exactly that way.
Yeah. This is a 4 interception game for Jameis. In my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, 100%. He had his good game against the Steelers. Now we're going to get the interceptions game. As Will is painfully aware, he saw it for years.
Surtain isn't as good as people say. Let's throw him to him. Oh,
I thought that was a hell of a statement there, Baz.
yeah.
Okay, I'd like you to back that one up. He's very good.
No, that's what James would think, and then it's going the other way.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
But yeah, although there has been some surprise spots the last few weeks for Cleveland. I think Jerry Jeudy has been stepping it up with.
I mean, last week was a whole bright spot.
Yeah,
they played a hell of a game in the snow, and that is definitely their Super Bowl this year, so they can enjoy that.
Yep.
Would you reckon?
Yeah, I want positive for them.
I think the Denver defense is just going to be far too good for Cleveland. They have been very constricting at offenses, much better than Cleveland Browns. And Jameis Winston's penchant for turning the ball over is going to rear its ugly head.
Yeah,
that feels like that game is due, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Right. I don't think the snow's not going to save him.
No. I did enjoy on Thursday night saying when he was leaving the field saying, just ordered the W of Amazon. It's amazing how quick it arrives. I quite enjoyed that. I thought that was pretty good. Let's get some scores. I mean, it looks like it's a clean sweep for the Broncos in this one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would say is if the Browns defense plays as well as it did against the Steelers, it's going to make Bo Nix's life difficult.
Yeah.
But
not impossible, though.
But not impossible. And Jameis is, as we have all agreed, due for a 7 interception implosion.
This one looks like a perfect opportunity as well.
Because screw it, that guy's down there somewhere. Yeah, but exactly, that guy's on the other team. We're not playing in orange this week.
I didn't know we I didn't know we were wearing the creamsicles. Well, for starters, you play for the Cleveland Browns now. Secondly, this is the Denver Broncos you're playing. Yeah. And on that note, I think that's it. We've got through all the games. You'll be pleased to know that the Giants Cowboys game, since we've started, had that 1 interception, and that's been about it. It is an incredibly dull game. So
I enjoyed the halftime show.
Yes,
fumble.
Oh,
fuck's sake, Drew.
It doesn't look good, does it? Oh, look, they're just both kind of fighting for it.
It's Muggle. It's Muggle. Ah!
It's the guy. What's his name? He got the touchdown.
Overshown.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
Yeah, it's a great name. Yeah. Well, we're going to go carry on watching this game or go to bed. I don't know.
I'm going to have a beer, watch about 10 minutes of this, and then go to bed. Yeah.
Talk to the other gents about any of tonight's football games that have been on. Then hit us up on Twitter. It's just @GridironGents. Blue Sky, gridirongents.bsky.socials. Instagram, which is just GridironGents, or you can email us hellochaps@gridirongentlemen.com. Come join the Discord. that is the main reason you want to go to any of those places, because it eventually leads you to the Discord. Promise I'm not a dick every night on the Discord, so like I will rein it in a bit. I just had a bad day and then followed up with a bad evening. Thank you, Eberflus. So yeah, if you come join it, I promise it's a lot of fun. And we're talking football every single night, so it's going to be great. Thank you so much, Phil, Will, and Bass. Thank you all, and we will be back for Will's turn in the host chair on Tuesday. Thank you and goodbye.